Hello, welcome to Day One Pass Podcast, episode 217. I'm your host, Ryan Johnson. Adrian Petty's here.
Hi.
Matt Lawrence is here.
I am.
We got some updates on some things, particularly about Motive Studios. We got some new insight into what they're working on. They're working on two big games that'll be coming up in the show. Xbox One's getting a system update this month. It might be out now, I think. And it's adding Fast Start and groups, which I guess they talked about at E3. Remember Fast Start?
It was that really awkward part.
Yeah. We also got a funny update about how Drake survives in the Uncharted series.
Oh, this dumb thing.
Dead Island 2, got an update on that. I thought that was pretty funny. We were just kind of talking about it, and we got a story in the news. And yeah, that's it. So, what's new, guys? What you playing? What'd you get done?
What am I playing?
What'd you complete? What'd you boot up? What'd you download?
Well, we hit a milestone with Mr. Adriano.
I think we talked about this last week, though.
No, we beat it this week.
Did we?
Didn't we?
Sure. Okay.
Didn't we?
Maybe.
No, we definitely did.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, if it's a repeat, it's a repeat.
Dying Light.
We beat it.
Yeah. That was not a fun ending. That was dumb.
But did you like the
ending.
game overall, though?
Only because I was playing with another human being. I would not have
Correct.
enjoyed that in the least bit if I was playing by myself.
Are you interested in the sequel?
If I play with you guys, yes.
I will be getting that, yeah.
I will also be getting
Like right on day one? Or
Oh,
are
yeah.
you-
I really
are
liked-
you going to let it kind of...
No, I'm gonna buy that immediately.
Yeah, probably. I really like Dying Light.
When is it coming out?
That's a good question. Well, if it's on Fallout Day, then I ain't getting it.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's one or the other.
Well, I can't play both, and I'll be putting all my time into 76.
I need to get on Fallout 4. I need
Yeah,
to.
you do.
But also,
Me and Matt are playing Fallout 4.
Yeah,
We're
streaming it a bit.
We're further in my second, your 50th time through the game.
what are you playing the DLC as well?
No, we're just playing for fun. It's on Twitch.
Yeah, just kind of like we just kind of hit a milestone every stream. That's kind of what our goal is on whatever we're playing.
Because I also need to, if you don't mind, I'd rather soon, preferably borrow Hitman.
Should I try to force you to do 4 first?
Preferably not, because the further
Hence the word force.
No, but he's only a few missions left.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how long is it gonna take him to do those missions? Like, how long is it gonna take him to put that disc in?
very soon, because you want to very quickly. You want to know why? Because that's your disc, and I don't want to keep that. I want to get that back to you as soon as possible.
But not only that, those missions we completed in one night, and it's not like a mission where you would want to stop in the middle of it.
Could I pull the old switcheroo and give you a Hitman case with the Fallout 4
That'd be
disc in
funny.
it?
That'd be really funny.
Matt, let's put it like this: if you don't give me that disc, I'm just going to go buy the disc. So save me some
Look at
money.
this guy. Eh?
Just so save me some money, please.
Were you with us at Aaron's house when we went and bought those records? And Marty bought Freddie Fender, and then we were playing it, and it was a horrible record. And Aaron takes it off, and Aaron says to Marty, "Give me the other record." Marty hands Aaron the record. It's the Freddie Fender one again.
Yeah, and he puts it on. The guy just starts singing immediately. Yeah.
That was great. Matt, anything new with you?
Fortnite Season 5? I think it's 5, right?
Yeah, and I'm hopping on the Battle Pass bandwagon.
Well, last night was pandemonium.
Don't do it, Ryan.
It's too late.
Don't.
Well, yeah. Last night the PSN was having trouble, and then Fortnite went down. It was just pandemonium, and then it all kind of fixed itself. The party system was still fucked for Marty and I, but we were able to play with the in-game party. I mean, like a chat party wasn't working.
Holy Christ, does that sound bad?
What? Oh, it sounds worse.
The
yeah,
in-game party chat.
But like I was saying, like we can't complain too much. Like with all that stuff going down, it's a miracle it came back up. You know.
Yeah.
But the new season's fantastic. It's got a couple of new. Well, one biome anyway has like the desert, and then it has like a snow area, but it's like a pretty small one.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's new stuff all over the map.
new stuff all over the map. Worlds collide. Some history stuff. Some like weird like punk guy that like was spraying. Doing like what do you call it? tagging the Der Burger thing, and the vehicles are hilarious.
You use them already?
The vehicles are fucking hilarious. Like you can drift like in Mario Kart and you get a boost. And Marty and I have like just like driven around and we've like and it's hilarious too because people will like try to attack you with them.
They try to like run you over and stuff.
Yeah, but we know exactly where they are, so you just kind of train yourself to aim at the cockpit and just unload.
Yeah.
We already got our win last night, so we got our new umbrella. So heck yeah, man. And Sadly, Anarchy Acres is gone, and Fatal Fields is still there. Fatal Fields is my most hated location in that game.
Jeez.
I hate that location, and I hate all the areas around it. So,
You're happy it's gone.
no, Fatal Fields is still there. Anarchy Acres is not.
Oh, okay.
I wanted them to take Anarchy Acres and leave that. Leave
Right.
Anarchy Acres, and then get rid of Fatal Fields.
It is called Fatal Fields. So.
I hate Fatal Fields.
When they're designing it, they named it that probably because they know it's a big open area and you're going to die.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, it's a farm, and every time I go there, it's like, oh, it's no one's here. Well, someone will fucking be here. I know it will.
Yeah.
But that's the big shebang this week.
Yeah, it's great. They're doing stuff. One of my criticisms when I first started playing the game was I had no drive to play it because there was no story or no universe building, and then there was to a degree, but they're really ramping that forward now, and so I'm enjoying it a lot more now.
Well, what's really cool, and like we don't have all the weeks revealed, and I haven't dove into the patch notes to be clear, but there seems to be now, or at least in week 1, there seems to be now free challenges, and the free tier gets a lot more rewards. So now, like before, it was like challenges, like the weekly challenges were always locked out to, they were always locked to the battle pass owners, and now it's like the free guys are going to get some challenges every week, or so we assume anyway. Week 1 we have it anyway, but like now that the free guys are going to get challenges to some degree, like that's fantastic, because there used to only be one set of challenges for the free guys, and then now that they have this other little piece and more rewards. I mean, it is technically more incentive for you to buy the battle pass, but even if you don't, it's not like as if you're scraping by trying to get that one skin. You know what I mean? You're going to get a few things at least in a season. And Marty was saying something interesting where apparently there's so last season you could upgrade a couple of skins, Omega and Carbide, with by leveling up.
Yeah.
This season it's XP based, and Marty was diving into the patch notes, and like we weren't sure about this, so don't quote me on it. You got to have to kind of dive in the patch notes yourself. But apparently you can possibly get, like it says, get it at your own pace. So we're thinking it's possible that you can gain XP after the season's done to keep upgrading those things.
Yeah.
But you would have to get the tier 100 within the season. So you
Right.
get the tier 100, you get that other, because it's like the Egyptian guy, which you get at tier 1, and then at tier 100 you get like the Nord guy.
Yeah.
So if you get the Nord guy within the season, we assume that you can possibly continue outside of the season. That's not confirmed, but
That would make sense though, because it's like you're already struggling to get to tier 100. I know there's people who play nonstop, right?
yeah. Well,
But
tier 100's easy.
I'd say you're a pretty avid player.
I play a lot, yeah.
So if you're kind of like you're making it to level 100, right? But it's still somewhat of a journey to get there.
Yeah.
So someone like me, maybe I'll struggle to get to 100, but once I'm there, I'll still be able to unlock those other skins.
Well, it was the thing that really sucked was the grind. Like one of the compliments we had about the game, we first started it in season, I guess it'd be 4, maybe it was season 3, the John Wick season, where I think that'd be season 3, I think.
Yeah.
So, but we started about mid or maybe mid-late season, and one of our compliments was that there was no. I didn't feel like I was grinding ever. Like I was doing challenges and stuff like that, and of course that's a bit of a grind, but like. If you consider a challenge a grind, you're considering every game a grind.
Yeah.
And it's not like get 1,300 kills. It's like get 5 kills with this gun. So, but then as like season 4 rolls in, it's like get to level 80. And it's like, that's such a grind, you know? So if this is more at your own pace, that's a welcome addition.
Yeah.
So there's my 2 cents.
I'll just share my story really quick with the Battle Pass. Now they've been having server issues and purchase issues and stuff.
Well, Epic went down and PSN went down.
Yeah, even though PSN wasn't reporting it, there were still issues, and they did, I think, say on their Twitter or something. But it was a big mess. It was a dangerous time for me to actually buy the Battle Pass.
It was pandemonium.
Marty got it. Did you buy it?
I already had enough V-Bucks. I had more than enough.
So you had it.
I just bought it with
Did Marty have enough V-Bucks, or did he?
No, he didn't get the Battle Pass last season.
No, this season.
Yeah, he already got it this season, yeah. But he had to purchase it, real money, I think.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah, I didn't. I already
But
had
so
the
Marty's
V-Bucks.
got through fine.
Yeah.
Mine did not. It said, oops, something went goofed or something like that.
Yeah, it was like, oops, that wasn't supposed to happen or
And
something.
I received 2 receipts from Sony saying funds have been added to your wallet and you purchased V-Bucks.
Right.
Okay. The V-Bucks did not appear in my account. So I waited till the next day. I tried contacting them. They walked me through some steps that didn't work. They said that it was server issues. But when me and Matt found out, if I checked my bank, the purchase did not get authorized or posted.
Right.
We tried buying them again.
And it worked.
That did get authorized.
The error did still show up.
Yeah.
But it did work. Like you just closed the error and then your V-Bucks were in
What's
your
weird
thing.
though is I have a receipt for a non-existent purchase.
But in your actual credit card, we proved, like, we were worried that maybe because it was a credit card, it wasn't going to post immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But you bought those other V-Bucks, and then you check like 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
And it
was
had
authorized.
posted to your credit card.
Yeah.
That's there's always concern. That's weird that you now have a receipt, like because there's probably an authorized like an approval number on there.
Right.
I wonder what happens if you go to try to track that down.
I bet you that like that entire like time everything's in limbo, like on the PS Store.
But like if you just go and contest it, say you go quicker, I want to contest this, and then they have to like
Because I have a proof of purchase, right?
Start a ticket, and they're like, okay, what's the authorization? You give them that, and they have to start digging.
It's not worth it though. I'm not.
No,
gonna do it.
I know it's not worth it. I'm just curious to know what the end result would be.
I wonder though
if they
whether-
would just go, or they'd be like, oh, we see what happened, this, and this.
Right.
I wonder if like there'd be enough people complaining that they would look and be like, oh, during this time to this time, maybe purchases weren't working, and so they just say, hey, it said you got it, but you actually didn't pay anything.
I asked the guy, like, can you check my purchases on your end to see if that purchase of V-Bucks exists? He said it was there.
Right, because the store was functioning probably on your end, like just on your PlayStation.
Yeah.
But it probably wasn't actually doing anything. Like, because the servers
But it
were all
didn't,
screwed up.
charge my credit card, which is actually nice.
That
It's nice
is
that
good.
when it screws up, it doesn't charge my credit card.
And it's good
you
that
know.
you know now that, well, at least with
check-
this
to check
purchase, now
my-
you can
my
check
bank.
immediately and you can
Yeah.
actually see.
Yeah.
Because I get nervous too sometimes because in the back of my my phone is a case for a plastic version of my MasterCard, but I'll use my Apple Pay, which is my debit card, to buy stuff on tap.
Mm-hmm.
I get really nervous sometimes when I go tap my phone. I'm like, what if this thing is picking up both things? Like it's picking up the
definitely
debit NFC and it's picking up the MasterCard. Like what if it just like nabs both at the same time?
I don't think it can.
I think it fails.
I think what it does as soon as it hits the first approval, like it won't accept another one after that.
Yeah.
And like I do periodically check, and I've never had a double transaction on anything. But it's just like it's like every time I hold my thing up to it, I'm actually giving it two things to.
Have you ever gotten a denial on Apple Pay, but the card runs through?
Denial on Apple Pay.
So like you go up to the machine,
Yeah.
the machine goes chink, approved, right? But the Apple Pay wasn't approved, and so it took it from your card.
No,
Like
it's
is the
never happened.
distance enough far away that the NFC reader gets to it first?
Well, is there protection on your wallet?
No, there isn't. So, but what I do is I like let's say this mug is the actual like thing. What I do is when I thumbprint it, I actually cover up as much of the card as possible with my hand,
Oh, that'll do it.
and then what I do,
Really?
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
yeah. So like
I should like a
try
really
to,
strong one.
yeah. I try to like palm it as much as possible, and then what I do is I try to just like bring my phone. I just slowly, just enough until it grabs it, and then I just yank it back immediately.
Yeah, that'll do it because like those machines aren't going to be cranked up because otherwise you would have problems like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Because my wallet, you don't need to remove the thing. I just tap the wallet.
Pay on your Apple Watch, man.
I've decided not to get an Apple Watch.
No?
For one goddamn reason.
It's going to go get a Fitbit instead.
No.
Oh.
I have to now carry a second iPhone
yeah.
with me for my job. And I fucking hate it.
So, but like,
And
this
I
is
hate
not
it.
a not
So
a
I'm not going to put a
device-
third device on me.
No, but you don't like lugging it around, but your watch is attached to you. It's not being lugged around. Like, you don't have to remove it.
Just the idea of having like
To deal with
like
it.
a ding 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 like all around me all day long.
Plus,
like it's
you have to charge it too. So now you got 3 devices you got to
yeah,
charge every
it's
night.
not fucking like even at home. Like I even refuse to set up a second charger for my phone for the second phone. I'm like I'm gonna make this thing as least involved in my life as possible. So what I do is I left my one charger. The new charger I got, it's still in the box. Like it's sitting in my drawer somewhere because I refuse to take it out. I took the earbuds though because those are brand new. But so
Damn it.
but like the charger, like
now reap the benefits.
yeah. So the charger is like I only have one charger between the two phones. So as soon as I come home from work, I'll carry this one on me all night just to answer texts or whatever. But I charge my work phone immediately, and then before I go to bed, I leave that one on the desk, so it's mostly charged, and then I'll plug in mine for the rest of the night. But hate having a second phone. There's no fucking way I'm putting a watch on.
Now you know how Hillary Clinton felt.
Oh,
She didn't want to carry 2 phones, and look at the hassle it caused her.
I have a solution. I have a possible solution for my 2 phone problem, but I'm not going to reveal it on a podcast because I don't think I'm allowed to do it.
Oh, okay. All right, let's hop into the stories for the week. First up, Xbox One is getting a system update for July. I think it's out now. Do they come out in the beginning of the month, Matt?
I'll be blatantly honest, I don't know. My Xbox just does its thing in the background, and I turn it on. It's like, oh, it's a new interface.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that sounds like Microsoft.
So I didn't really know how Fast Start worked until they explained it in this article here. Fast Start uses machine learning to identify what files to download first.
Oh, so like a. Wait, what?
So
the hell?
it's looking for what files are necessary for you to start the game and get going.
Oh,
It's not as like simple as just downloading the first half of the game. It's actually looking for what files are necessary and putting the bulky stuff to the back.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to download the last 10 levels if you're just starting the tutorial up.
Yeah, but I almost feel like does this happen? This happens prior. They must send it through this machine learning thing first, and then that's what's on the store, or how does that work? Like, why not just have all your games?
Well, it's strange
download in that
like
order.
the dev doesn't have to support it. Where it's like, I mean, this wouldn't involve any machine learning. It would be like the dev would be like, oh, the tutorial on level 1 require this, this, and this, and they like flag
But that's
it.
a little more human work that you got.
That's what I mean. That's no machine learning. But like, it kind of seems like that would be the easier
What I'm trying
solution.
to,
Like,
what
it kind of seems a bit of a stretch for machine learning.
What I'm trying to say, though, they must have set up some machine learning algorithm, right? They run their game through it, and they must organize the files in a way to download the fastest, right?
Right.
Is that what's sitting in the store? Or does it download, while you're downloading, it's analyzing the files instantly? I would imagine it was the previous, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine they're having your system do the actual thinking. Like, why not? Like Xbox gets every game for inspection anyways. Why not just do that work upon inspection?
Oh yeah,
Like
it probably
tell
does that.
give the game to like 3 different systems, like 3 different settings, and figure out which one. It's like, oh, focus on this, focus on that, focus on that, and find out which one has the best solution, and then implement that on a.
But like
On a
what
patch.
I'm struggling with isn't this a more or less fixed solution? So with the exception of updating the files of the game, why are you using machine learning to essentially say like, oh, I need files 1, 3, and 5, and once it learns that, it's like, okay, files 1 through 5. I mean, I assume it's more complex than this,
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
but like that's all I can think of at the moment is like, what is the machine learning used for? Like, is this an overstep? Is this like, do we really need machine learning for this? Although it could be more complex than what we know.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I have no idea. But it will be. I guess it's just part of Game Pass right now. So you think you need a Game Pass subscription to take advantage of this.
You know what this could be? This could be the beginning of streaming.
Right.
Where it'll learn, oh, this player is on level 6, and it will machine learn. I need files like 8, 3, and 7.
So in the background, it's using machine learning to dynamically download what you need for where you're at.
And then it knows like,
that's
oh, this player is level 80, so he'll probably go here. So I'm
That's
going to
pretty
download
cool,
that
actually.
zone.
That's pretty cool. If that's the way it works.
Maybe that's what it is. This is the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Getting that data. Well, I think I've said in the past is I don't really like the streaming only, but I really like the idea of a streaming option
Right.
because I have no problem with being able to play instantly.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, if I know that I'm going to be offline or if I just don't want to stream, I want the option to download.
Well, it's reassuring because even like stream crazy people like Netflix have download options now. You know,
That's the thing.
So it's definitely something they're aware of. Obviously, music streaming has download options,
Yeah.
which is completely necessary. Every single song is downloaded on my phone.
Jesus.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm out of Wi-Fi or I'm driving. I don't want to stream music on my LTE. When I go to the mountains, I have no cell connection or anything.
I stopped adding music because I ran out of space to download it. If I don't have space to download it, it's not getting added to my selection.
Oh, that's sad. That's real sad.
But then on my next phone, I'm going to upgrade my storage.
That's really strange though, because then what are you doing? Are you like taking note or you just don't care?
I just don't care.
Isn't that weird?
What do you mean?
No, he's just saying, "Oh, I like that song, but I can't download it." That's all.
Yeah, but so you're not even like you use Spotify now, right?
You can stream it.
So you're
yeah.
not even like pressing the add to my music button, right? That's
Yeah, so
I'm asking like if you discover a new song,
Yeah.
you don't press add to my music button if you're out of space. I'm asking.
Yes, I won't hit the add to my
That's
music.
weird.
that's weird. Yeah.
That's what I mean by that's weird.
Okay. Yeah, I'll agree with that. That's weird.
Because what you could do is you could have a playlist of your downloaded, and then say like, oh, I'll just add it to this if I want it offline, and you could dynamically pull from the my music.
No, I can't be bothered.
All right,
It's not a bother. Like,
that's literally the more efficient way to do it. But all right,
if you
You want to know why? It's because I only have like 4 gigs of music on my phone to begin with, but my entire music selection is like 90 gigs. So it's
Wait.
it's it's like
but you could leave a bunch.
It's,
You could leave a bunch
it's
up to
1/20th
streaming.
of my entire library. I don't care if I'm missing one song anyways.
When you add a song on Spotify or Apple Music,
It doesn't download it.
It doesn't download.
I know.
But you can still view it, and you can still play it when you're on LTE or Wi-Fi.
And if you know you're going to be going to an area with no Wi-Fi, you can press download on that song.
But then I don't have space. There's no point.
No, but you can stream it though. You can still listen to it and
Yeah,
enjoy it while you're in Wi-Fi.
You're creating a digital catalog.
Okay, here's the thing though. When I'm out, I don't listen to music on LTE. Or I don't stream music on LTE.
You don't have to.
Yes, but also when I'm at home, I don't listen to music on my phone. So there's really no point.
But you can get Spotify on your computer.
Yeah, I don't know. At home, I don't use Spotify. I don't use Spotify.
You only listen to music when you're out.
I only listen to music mainly since I lost my iTunes at home. I don't listen to music at home anymore. I only listen to it on my
there's such an
phone.
easy solution
But you
for
could
this.
with Spotify.
Yeah, there's such an easy solution.
And
for
I
this.
do if it's downloaded. If I have space to
This is
download it,
what
I
we're
will
fighting
keep it
you on.
offline.
This
I'm
is what
so-
we're this
I'm
is
so
what we're
conf-
fighting
I'm
you
so
on.
confused.
This doesn't make any sense. The My Music of Spotify, you can set it to download all of it. But the My Music of Spotify is supposed to be your music collection. It's like, oh, I like this one song, this one band. You add it to that.
I know that. You don't have to explain.
And then you can
I
create
know.
a downloaded section.
Yeah.
But it's so weird for you to go and like, let's say I don't know how you came about it, but you discovered a band, whether it be through the algorithm or whether you search for it or whatever. You found a new song from a band you like. Now you have to catalog that in your brain as something that you may want to add in the future.
No, it doesn't even do that though.
No, I don't. But
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't-
Then why have Spotify? Then just delete it. like to me,
I
that-
listen to music on Spotify.
This is that. This is
Hold on
that
a second.
outrageous.
Hold on a second. I just told you I listen to music on Spotify. There is a purpose for the app.
But not at home.
I don't listen. I don't
No,
listen.
no,
to
no,
I
no,
never.
no. You
I
don't
don't put
listen-
up Spotify at home.
You listen to Spotify downloaded songs.
Yeah.
But if you're at home, why don't you just you have the My Music, which would have the entire collection? That's what we're asking. That's the problem.
Sorry, if I'm at. Say it again.
Okay, let's say you can your phone can only hold 5 songs,
Okay.
and let's say you discover 10 songs total that you like. Okay, so you add the first 5 songs to your My Music, and then you also download them. So now your phone is quote unquote full. What I'm saying is since it's Spotify, you could add those 5 songs to a playlist and download that playlist.
Okay.
And then you could add all 10 songs to the My Music or whatever Spotify calls it.
Okay.
And then you would have a digital collection. And then when you're at home, you don't have to worry about, oh, my phone's out of space. You could just go to My Music and then
Okay.
shuffle it or
Okay.
whatever.
Like I said, at home, I don't listen to music at home.
But you just said you listen to only the downloaded ones.
You said
I listen to
iTunes.
the downloaded stuff when I'm not at home.
Wait.
When you're not at,
When
oh,
when
wait.
I'm out, I only listen to my downloaded music.
Wait.
That's it.
Okay.
Offline music only when I'm not in the house. So when I'm out, there's no point in streaming it because I'm not going to use my data. And when I'm at home on Wi-Fi, there's no point because I'm not going to listen to it. That's what I'm saying. There's no point.
But you listen to your iTunes library.
I
at home.
did when I had it, not anymore.
But so what I'm saying is
the only reason why I did it was for quality checking because I imported CDs and I had errors in those. I listened to that to check for the
Okay.
imports.
All right. Crazy, but it's fine.
Yeah,
It sounds like you're wasting Spotify.
yeah
me.
but I don't pay for it.
I'm out.
It's a service that I
Shark
literally,
Tank, I'm out.
It's a service that like I literally use when I'm in the car and I just like I don't really feel like listening to a podcast right now. I want to bop my head for a little bit. What do I have saved? Like, oh, here's my favorite Cardigans album and I have that saved. That's it. Because at home, I'm not going to stream anything because I'm at home and I'm just going to listen to a podcast or watch a show or watch a movie or play a game or read a book. And when I'm out, I'm not going to use my data, so I'm only listening to the downloaded stuff anyways.
Are you a big music guy though? Like, or is it just kind of like a pastime thing?
I am a big music collection guy, and I did listen to it a lot when I had my iTunes library. When I lost that in my hard drive crash, it did drastically change the way that.
But that was just recently.
That was just recently, yeah.
His philosophy has now changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even before that, you know what I did with my iTunes library in my phone? I meticulously selected songs out of my iTunes library, and I sent those ones and those ones only.
Jeez.
Well, that makes sense because those are you're just file managing. at that point.
That's exactly my point. All I'm doing is file managing on Spotify.
Yeah,
I'm just not
seems
taking
like a waste of a service that's all about discovery and stuff.
You could add, how many songs do you have on your iTunes before?
At the peak, I had about 11 gigs, but then I started downloading more apps, so that minimized to about 4 or 5.
But though you could have 11 gigs of songs in the cloud on Spotify. You just don't want that.
I don't want to see stuff that I know I'm not going to play. My problem is if I see.
Okay, this is making more sense now.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's like I'm not going to put the Beatles in there because I don't want to see an album that I know I'm never going to click on. So why do I have to scroll past this to even look at
And
it?
you don't listen to your phone for music at home.
Yeah.
When you would have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm still out, by the way.
But you,
for the record,
but you get it though.
No.
I get it now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand it, but I don't get it.
I am still of an old micromanaging philosophy. Like I like to micromanage my files. I don't like the cloud to do a lot of things for me.
You should come check out my my photo backup scenario.
No.
Backs up to like 5
No,
services,
man, no.
all uncatalogued.
Your
It goes
contacts
all over the place.
Your contacts kill me.
The contacts are a disaster.
What I hear of your photos kills me.
Photos is a disaster.
Why?
Complete because I don't want to manage it, so I just let it. Oh, backup. Do you
But
want to do
it's
backup
so-
all? Yeah, all right.
It's
go
so
ahead.
nice to have it perfect.
But then I have to manage it. But if I could just.
But no, here's the thing. Okay, yes, you have a mess. Okay, but when you're putting new stuff in, make sure the new stuff is good. All right.
What are you talking about? Because if it's messed up, I might as well just have it messed up.
See, that
Alright.
bothers me.
You should just delete all your contacts and just start fresh.
No, because I don't want to go back and do it all.
No, but I'm just
like
saying.
4 hours.
But then I could just send you my contact card. You can just add it, and then it's all neatly laid out. It's all there.
I don't. Oh man, trying to get like Microsoft to take contact cards. That's not easy.
Christ.
I can't. Using Outlook on iOS, I can't send out a contact card. Like I can't send somebody the contact information. You know. Somebody asked me for a contact card once from Outlook. You know what I did? Just screenshotted my screen and I sent him. That's what I did. He's like, why don't you just send me the contact card? I'm like, I don't know how to do that from Outlook. I'm like, it's a whole thing. I don't know.
All right, let's move on here. EA has shared some new details on a new IP from Motive, and so they're talking to Jade Raymond. She acknowledged that it's a kind of a sci-fi game, and sci-fi is a point of interest for her, and that this new game is no exception. She's talked about the game having a live element that will keep updating well into the future. This is probably another games as a service type deal, and which probably means it won't have sequels. And so she went on to say, "We're trying to reinvent action-adventure games for the future. An action-adventure game...
That's a games as a service PR talk right there.
An action-adventure game that lives on, and the world is dynamic, living, and breathing. I think that's a great problem to solve because we make these amazing worlds, and then you play through them, and then they're gone. What does a dynamic one look like? We're working on a construct where even if you might not say, okay, like Assassin's Creed, it's got to support a box, so it's different every year. It won't be that. We're building it so it can support major changes that keep the experience fresh, more within the construct of still staying alive, or still staying live. So this sounds like they're planning a game that might cross console generations. If she's talking about it's not just designed for one box.
I've heard this before.
Well, this is the same thing that we were discussing before, where it's
Yeah.
like, are these games as a service games going to continue, or are they going to have to sequel themselves into the next platform or next console?
Right. I'm really excited for that to happen, though. If it's true what she's talking about, you know, I want to see a game that would cross console generations like that.
The issue, not to bring it back to Fortnite, but the issue I take with all this is we were like pretty excited. And we had a lot of theories about season 5. Now, right now, it's pretty dead in terms of our like game collection expansion. With the latest thing being like Burnout, right? That we got together. But other than that, it's like, you know, we're kind of open, I guess, to play Fortnite. The issue I take with this is what is going to happen when like 76 comes out, and then like I don't know, Fortnite season 8 or something is out. It's like, are you going to like you have to give up one?
Players are going to get stretched too thin.
It's too crazy, and then it gets to the point where, I mean, there's no competitive advantage to skins in Fortnite, but if you miss a whole bunch of skins that you were interested in, I wonder if your desire to play is going to wane, and you're going to be like, well, I missed season 8, so fuck it, I might as well just miss them all.
Right.
Like me and the
sprays.
yeah.
Overwatch sprays.
Oh, finally, they fucking updated this to work properly.
What the hell's going on over there? Are you trying to update your Spotify to do stuff? I don't know. I'm just ripping on you. Don't look over here. Don't look
No,
over here.
Dreamcast.
Whoa!
Fucking Outlook has finally updated their app so the junk folder gets synced to my device. Before, the junk folder would never come to my phone.
That's really specific and really random to announce. That's really
yeah,
random.
you want to know why that's a problem? Is because for some reason, random emails that would come to my inbox would get deposited into my junk folder, and I wouldn't see them for fucking weeks or days.
Didn't you miss something for like a job thing? Or
I almost didn't get my Hamilton Health Sciences job because I sent back my agreement, my contract.
Yeah.
The attachment, I guess, was a little too big, the PDF, so it didn't get through. The failure to deliver notification got deposited into my junk mail. They were like one day away from like taking away my job offer, and I barely caught it. I sent it off. It got rejected. I left and went to Ottawa for like 4 days. I went on like a vacation, and then like I came back and realized I'm like, oh shit, this thing is supposed. So now finally they like let it come to the device.
Wow.
So you can check it periodically.
Yeah.
One thing this might bring up though is if she's talking about if I'm just speculating on the console jump thing,
Right.
But I wonder if that means she knows that the games you purchased on this gen will transfer over to the next, or is she expecting players to buy it again?
I would say the buy it again mentality.
No, I think from here on out, Sony and Microsoft are going to be fucking smart about
This
it.
could be a small evidence of that, though.
Yeah.
But we have to also think that we already discussed the license implication of each thing, of each console. So we're going to have a bunch of games potentially that don't want to jump on board or maybe they can't jump on board due to licensed music or licensed whatever.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Or maybe they just don't want to.
But here's the thing: when it comes to something as simple as licensed music, you can have one or two scenarios. Either you can take the Alan Wake route where they don't want to renew it and they just pull the fucking game.
Yeah.
Or two, you have the Grand Theft Auto route where they just simply patch it out and put in new stuff.
No, but that's exactly what I mean. Is like if you're playing one of these games and then the new console comes out and then Sony goes, well, PS4 games will play on the PS5, and then this guy's like, oh no, fuck that. And he just pulls his game. That's what I'm saying. So you're still going to lose potentially part of your collection, even if you were expecting to keep it.
No, but Sony could have already laid the groundwork for this in their contracts with third-party developers.
Like,
and it already said that these games are going to work on the PS5.
Yeah, like
it'll be no different than a next generation iPhone or
like a PC.
looking at Microsoft's stance on things. It seems like from this point forward, any game that they're going to sign on to their system, like in the quote unquote approval process, whatever that entails with studios, somewhere in there is probably this is going to now run on a Xbox 2 and an Xbox 3,
like all the Xbox family products.
whether you like it or not. Like I think they're being smart about this from this.
I wonder if it'll be a cutoff. I wonder if it'll be like it won't be the first 2 years.
Because at one point your video purchases in your Xbox apps, like the Xbox 360 app, didn't roll over to other Microsoft platforms. It was like, oh, you bought this episode on this platform, it only worked on this device this type of device, and it wasn't until recently which I realized I'm like, oh, all these random episodes that I had in Xbox are now in my they're showing up in my Windows 10 device.
It's because everything's Windows 10 now. It's supposed to be all
like everything's uniform.
Yeah.
So like with Sony, from here on out, when I buy one thing from Sony, anything under the Sony brand in the future, doesn't matter how far down, I should never have to pay for it again.
The Xbox One is technically running Windows 10, isn't it?
I think so.
Technically.
So if those Windows 10 version games you have, like on PC, are going to work on whatever iterations of Windows they create going forward, there's no reason why they can't do that on Xbox One with the Xbox 2.
I don't think the issue is technical. I think the only issue would be license.
But what I'm saying is, if they're giving you the game, if you buy it on Xbox, you get it on Windows, right?
Most
The
games.
first party titles. Let's just take the
Like
first
the
party titles.
Xbox Play Anywhere
The
service. or
Play
whatever.
Anywhere titles.
So if
which
you got-
I think they should drop that,
So if you buy Gears 5 on Xbox, you get it on Windows 10. Correct?
and vice versa.
That Windows 10 Gears version is going to work on Windows 2019, Windows 2020, Windows 2021.
No,
There's your question.
Yeah, until the
Because now it's a closed app ecosystem. So now Microsoft could look at this and go, I'm not saying they're going to do this, but they have
But that
they have the
sounds-
window, they have the Microsoft Store or the Microsoft App Store, whatever they call it. And now now they own it. It's no longer like Steam where like a dev just gave them the files and then Steam manages just the download. This is Microsoft going, okay, we can see everything about your device. So if I update to Windows 11 in the future, they could go, sorry, Gears 5 no longer works on Windows 11. They could do that.
They could, but that would seem highly unlikely.
that goes against their PR, like their take on
just
this.
standard PC practices.
I would say that
too.
they're not really
It's-
looking further
Yes.
than Windows 10 at the moment.
Like,
But at least not.
Like fuck, we can go into GOG or Steam and dig out Star Wars Starfighter or
Yeah.
Dark Forces, and those will still run on Windows 10.
but that's what I'm saying though is those games are like a game that was programmed and you're getting the raw program file, possibly with some DRM. I'm saying that the App Store potentially adds a layer of convolution where Microsoft will say it technically could run, but you're on Windows 11, so I'm not going to let you press launch.
That does happen in the iOS App Store.
There you go. That's what I mean.
There
The
are
App
games-
Store itself is the lock, possibly.
But it's not just one generation of software. It's usually like with Apple, I think they support like devices going back to 2015.
But look at what
2013.
Jono just said though. Dark Forces that wouldn't run probably.
No, but yes, there's going to be a
It
point.
would run. That's what I'm saying.
No, because that's a raw programmed file.
It's an executable.
But I'm saying that if you're getting your stuff from the Microsoft App Store or the Microsoft Store, you adding a layer of complexity where
then
they could just say no launch button. Sorry.
What I'm saying,
just
though,
buy through Steam then.
there are older games that
well,
take,
they're not doing this. I'm just saying they could.
there are older games that take a bit of work to get running on a modern Windows system, right? But generally, games you buy on Windows today will still run on Windows 5 years from now. correct?
Generally, and people will like fix it if there's like a little problem.
Generally. So I'm just saying that's good enough.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that since everything's starting to become a closed community, that gives control to the person controlling the community. Like hell, Steam could do it.
Yes.
But Steam will just warn you. You could be on like a Windows 98 machine and you somehow got Steam running. You could buy something that was Windows 10 only.
But anyway, my point is, though, I don't see Gears 5 not running on a Windows version next year.
Oh, I don't see that either.
So what I'm saying is if Xbox One 2 comes out,
Yeah.
I can see Gears 5 working on that because it will be running that version of Windows.
But what I'm saying is look 10 years in the future.
That
what
doesn't
if-
concern me, though.
No, but what
could,
if
I'd
they
win the
what if they
lottery.
want to do a Gears HD collection?
They
Then
could
they
still
go,
do it, yeah.
oh, Windows 11's coming out. Let's launch Windows 11 with Gears HD collection. Sorry, all your gears that you own on the Microsoft Store no longer function in Windows 11, but you can purchase them again in Gears HD. They could do that.
I'm trying to think if they've done that already, and I don't think they have.
I don't think they have, but they've also never had a universal Windows platform before. Windows 10's the first.
Trust me, they still don't. That thing barely functions.
But the architecture of the infrastructure is there to possibly do it. I would think.
There are 2 apps were removed from the Windows Store. It pisses me off.
There you go.
I can't, and it's been like removed from my purchase history, so I can't even like dig out. Because an app in the iOS, if you search for it, it's not there. You can usually just go to your account, go to purchase, and be like, oh, there is an old version of this app.
Yeah.
And then from there it's a lottery whether or not they'll let you download it. Most of the time you can still pull the oldest version of that gone
Actually,
app.
yeah, I have an old iPad from, I think, it was a 3rd gen iPad, and I was downloading Chrome on it, and it said the newest version of Chrome is not available on this iPad. Do you want to download an older version?
Yeah.
You hit OK, it would just download the old version.
It downloads the last compatible one.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll say this is not compatible. So then your solution is go into App Store, go to your account, go to purchase, go not on device, and then find it in there.
Yeah.
Then click the download button. It would then find the oldest version. Sometimes you get an app so old that even that cloud button is grayed out, but that's very rare. What happened was after my hard drive crashed and put in a new one, I went to go look for 2 specific apps in the Windows Store, could not fucking find them. They were just gone. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm on the wrong store. Maybe I'm like on the American store because one of them was a Canadian app. But then I checked, I was on the Canadian store, and I could not find these, and I just couldn't find them in my purchase history either. So I think it's just when they left, just Microsoft scrubbed them from my thing.
Yeah.
One of them was the Google app, which houses just all Google stuff in one, like as a desktop app, because it was a really good YouTube player. Like it was a desktop YouTube player, which
It's basically like a mini Chrome OS.
that is exactly what it is. It was Chrome OS just in an application.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was really good to have just a desktop YouTube player without a browser. And then the other one was Crave TV. The Crave TV app is no longer on Windows 10,
Oh man.
but it's still on Xbox One though, and iOS.
But do you see what I mean, though? Is they
Fucking
they have the
infuriating.
control to take stuff away, and the devs do too, to an extent. Which
But
is probably
I should still
which
be
is
able
probably
to.
what happened
I
to
should still
Crave.
be able to download the oldest fucking version.
But
though.
they have control of it. This is what I'm saying. They can do whatever they want because they control it.
But
Whereas
this
if
is-
it's a raw file,
It sucks, but this is like the digital world we live in now,
yes,
where you don't own
we've
you don't
surrendered control.
you don't own the physical media. So it's just
Give me a goddamn executable. I'll zip that away and store it.
all right. Let's move on here. So that Star Wars game that was reworked, that was going to be made by Visceral, project codenamed Ragtag.
Ragtag.
So that's been shifted over to Motive in Vancouver. One fascinating tidbit was, though, they have 3 terabytes of artwork for that game.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So they're definitely not scrapping it. They're definitely going to pull from that artwork pile, I guess. But it's like those artists must have been working this whole time.
That's
Those
a lot of art.
Those are
dude.
probably like uncompressed
Yeah.
4K. Like just
It's probably the project files, too, not just like the end result.
it's
You know.
probably-
That's crazy.
It's probably not as much as, but yeah, no, that's a lot of terabytes.
So we're still waiting to see what the Star Wars game is going to end up being. It sounds like they might use some of the characters that were still in development. So they must have been far enough into the kind of creating a story and who the characters are and backstories and whatnot that they don't want to just toss it all out.
Man, can you imagine if anyone else had the fucking Star Wars license instead of
I
EA?
can't really, though. It'd be weird for Ubisoft to do it. It'd be weird for Activision.
Fuck, I want another
do
major
it.
studio to take a stab at some Star Wars games.
They should have just given it to BioWare. Sure, do the Battlefront. That's fine. I know they screwed up with the second one. But sure, they could do the Battlefront with DICE. But then BioWare should have had a new RPG. They know that's their most popular Star Wars game ever, is KOTOR. You know? So I don't know why they didn't just give BioWare a Star Wars title.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of seems like they're doing everything the opposite of the no-brainer way.
Right. They have SOTOR. That might be their only excuse. If you want Star Wars from BioWare, go play SOTOR. You know?
But it's not canon.
It's not canon. I
Nobody
lost
cares
interest
anymore.
I lost interest immediately.
It's
yeah.
legacy now.
Yeah. And they still add story content. It's really weird.
Well,
Really?
it's just a game.
There's
That's what they're considering
expansions.
it.
They got expansions and stuff.
That's weird.
I guess you could theoretically still write a Legends book for Star Wars and make it not canon and have it part of the old canon.
I think they need to dial back from 10 on Star Wars and bring it down to like a 6.
And what do you mean?
Just how much Star Wars is being pumped out.
Oh, well, yeah, that was one of the complaints. Someone was saying that they were trying to stuff too much into the sausage without breaking the casing.
That's a really random metaphor.
But there's a million Star Wars things out there, not just the movies or the games or the books. There's the comic books. There's the merchandise. There's the little books for kids.
Yeah.
They got a whole other separate IDW Star Wars comic
yeah,
series.
That one, I'm like, does my OCD need to
Yeah.
read these? Like, do I need to actually
Yeah.
go into these? Because it was too much.
They had Star Wars Rebels going for a while. Then they had the Forces of Destiny series running. Now they got a new Star Wars animated series coming out. They got a Star Wars TV show coming out on their new streaming platform. They're just pumping it out like crazy.
And that fucking Star Wars merchandise is they licensed everything. I sent you guys a fucking banana sticker once that had the porgs on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
They should have taken it a little bit slower.
Trying to get that investment money back.
Well, they already made back
Oh, yeah.
their 4.5
And like
billion.
even before they released any new content, like the year in merchandising alone,
Yeah.
they made it back.
Yeah, they sat back and just kept selling the current merchandise. Yeah, they would have made
Yeah.
it back a couple years.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's really insane.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Dead Island 2 is still coming, apparently. This is according to publisher Deep Silver. So it was originally going to be developed by, who was it, Techland? And they dropped out? Or
I don't
something?
remember. Isn't Techland? No,
They're the ones who went and did
Dying Light.
Dying Light.
Okay. I always
Who
forget
was
who
the
made
guys who
Dying
did
Light.
Dead Island?
I thought it was Techland. They did the same guys. It thought it was the first.
No, because they left. They had a falling out with Deep Silver, I think.
I thought it would, but I thought that was after Dead Island. I thought it was Techland that did Dead Island.
Anyway, this game was...
well. It was Dead Island was developed by Techland and published by Deep Silver.
Mhm.
and then I'll look up Dying Light.
Yeah.
Dying Light was developed by Techland and published by Warner Brothers Interactive
Oh,
Entertainment.
jeez, okay.
Yeah, so they're both Techland.
So did Techland leave Deep Silver and go to make Dying Light?
Presumably.
Essentially the same game, but just better.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I think I enjoyed Dead
Aw,
Island more than
man.
Dying Light.
Well, go back and play that and see why you're wrong.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So, do you remember the trailer for Dead Island 2?
it was
Yeah, a long time ago,
It was
the
very
jogging.
comical.
It was in 2014.
Yep.
And it's supposed to release in 2016.
Yep.
And now we're in 2018. More than halfway through 2018. And
we got to remember here that this is before. This was supposed to rival the first Dying Light.
Yeah. Do you still want to see this game? Are you guys interested in Dying? You said that you like Dead
I think
Island.
it's at the point where I think it's been overdeveloped maybe now.
Well, who knows what they've been doing? They could have just shelved it for a bit, you know?
Yeah. Well, for the record, apparently the current status, according to Google here, which is from Wikipedia, is developed by Sumo Digital and published by Deep Silver.
Yeah.
If it's literally just a continue, like if it's another game in the same formula, like no upgrading system, nothing at all. If it's like a Borderlands 2 to Borderlands, I don't have an interest. I don't care.
It really could be just that. I think I'm out.
You're not going to get it.
I think
I
I'm
don't
out.
care about it
Voodoo
either.
to voodoo, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've gotten to the point where like I haven't beaten Riptide.
You haven't beaten Riptide? That's
Because I don't
surprising.
I don't really care because it's pretty bad.
You want to play Riptide?
I'm like halfway through it.
You want to start over and play Riptide?
No, because we're gonna get about a quarter way through and then not do it because it's pretty bad. The game's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't handle well, in
You
my
got- you
opinion.
got-
Neither does fucking Dying Light.
And you have Hitman.
Dying
and,
Light handles pretty damn good.
No, does not.
That end part was bullshit, though.
It could absolutely be better.
Well, I mean, anything could be better. But
And you have Hitman and Fallout 4 to get to, so.
And Battlefront 2
And The
second
Last of Us.
campaign. Last
And
of
Gears
Us.
4.
Gears. Shadow Colossus remake.
we should make a big old list, like an actual physical list at some point.
You probably have one, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You know, I'll show
I saw.
you.
I think
ran
that's-
out of cells
it's an
in Google
Excel sheet,
Sheets.
right? Yeah.
I'll show you it after.
All right, moving on. Here's kind of a weird, funny thing about Drake from Uncharted. He doesn't throughout the entire series.
I don't even want to fucking contribute to this dumb conversation. I'm going to turn my mic away.
Through the entire series, Matt,
Okay.
he never once gets shot.
I never played that game, so.
But just think of this in any context of any single player game you've played.
Okay.
Okay, you get shot, you get hurt, like blood appears on the screen and then it fades away, or you pick up a health pack, or whatever you do in whatever game
The
you're
instant
playing.
heal, like Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah, but in canon universe of Drake of Uncharted,
Okay.
he never once gets shot.
Okay. Well, that's the same with a lot of this. You don't get shot in the Call of Duty campaign.
But you do get shot,
Yeah, but it's not.
not in the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what they're saying is when when the screen's going all red, it's Drake's luck running out.
That's really stupid.
And then when he finally does get killed and you die in the game, it's game over, right? And then he dies.
Because you were actually shot,
Yeah.
which isn't canon.
But if you complete the game, he never once gets shot. He's that lucky.
That's really dumb.
But
I don't like that.
They justified it though. They were talking about how they're mirroring like adventure movies with these games, right?
Yeah.
And in adventure movies, the heroes never really get shot.
That's true, actually. And from what little I know of Drake, because I played part of the PS Vita version,
Yeah.
from what little I know of
That's
Drake,
the one game you played?
It's a
Yeah.
good game. It's a good game.
I don't know. He seems like almost like an Indiana Jones type character.
It's definitely inspired by
and
that.
Indiana Jones doesn't get
He's-
shot every day.
Yeah.
He's like the character that just like fumbles his way.
Right.
Everything crashes around him, but it never touches him, and then he just kind of looks at it and scratches it and be like, well,
Yeah.
that was lucky, and just kind of walks away from it. Like that's the Nathan Drake character.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's a weird.
They didn't like have to do that. Like there's
Why would reveal that? That's really weird.
Yeah, it's like there are story elements that you take at face value, and then there's gameplay elements that you just ignore for the sake of gameplay.
Yeah.
This-
Like in the entire Borderlands 2, if Handsome Jack wanted to kill you, and he controls the Hyperion respawn, like in universe, like your respawn chamber, or like the thing that like brings you back to life, all you have to do is turn it off, and then when you die, you're just dead.
Right.
But like that's not a story mechanic, that's just a gameplay mechanic. You can ignore that.
Right.
It's almost like they're just trying to explain something that doesn't need explaining.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like they have a game that just came out, so it's like, why are you?
What happened is some developer recently got a job at Naughty Dog, I think, and
Right.
then they explained that to him, and then he tweeted it out, and then it became a story.
That guy's not gonna have a job for much longer.
I don't think it's a trade secret that they're holding.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an NDA-able thing.
Yeah, it's just funny.
But it sounds like something from the planning room, or like just in the design back end where we don't need to see it.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
But what's funny though is like even in the story he never gets shot. I guess you never see him patching himself up or having like at least like a bullet scrape or something like that. He gets cut up because he's running around and falling through buildings and crap. But he never gets shot by a bullet. That's how bad the bad guys are. The trained soldiers with guns are better than a guy who's just treasure hunting.
Well, it's also
worse than a guy who's
It's
treasure
the same thing as like it's the same thing as in Call of Duty. You get all shot to shit, but like in the cinematic, you're not actually all shot to shit. You're not even shot usually.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like it's the same thing. It's just weird that it's considered luck.
I'm guessing it's the same for Uncharted too then. Or Last of Us.
See, again, like, it just seems like it's a design guideline that doesn't need to face the
But
public.
wait, but with The Last of Us, if you watch, you haven't seen the part 2 trailer.
The one in the barn.
Yeah.
I started to watch it. I skipped through it. Like I saw the there's like a dance.
But anyway, at one point the character gets shot with an arrow,
Yeah.
and they pull it out in the game.
Right.
So I think
It was
might have-
gameplay, or was this? It was a scene.
this is gameplay.
Was it gameplay though, like in you're in control, or was it zooming in on the character she gets shot and then?
No, because do you remember when like she runs into that
You can
bookstore or whatever it was, or pharmacy or whatever
Yeah.
it was, right? And she jumps over the counter and she's hiding from them. While she's hiding, she has time to pull the arrow out of her arm.
See, even then though, that might not like. I almost feel like the canon or the gameplay parts are rarely canon. It's all this. It's like the cinematics,
but
bring it all together.
But in the gameplay as well, though, you do patch yourself up with bandages and stuff.
But if you wrap your arm,
Drake
let's say-
doesn't do that. He just heals over time.
But if you wrap your arm because you were shot by an arrow in Last of Us, and then the cutscene comes by, does she
just-
have a wrap on her arm?
No,
Which means that it's not canon.
I mean,
She wasn't actually shot in the arm or whatever.
It was like the it's like all the Capcom pre-rendered cutscenes of the PlayStation 2
Oh, yeah.
era. It's
Yeah.
like or any time there's like a suit change in any cinematic, it's like
thank God that's over, eh? Where you're wearing a costume and then the cutscene happens and you're in like a different costume.
you think so. It happened in what was the one Assassin's Creed 3.
That was pretty long ago though.
Yeah, it's pretty long ago, but it was like fucking infuriating. It's like, oh man, now I'm not going to change my costume because now I have to go just find the default one and just wear that because that is really dumb.
I don't know what games use pre-rendered cutscenes anymore. Does Halo does, I guess, right?
Batman Arkham Knight did.
Pre-rendered cutscenes or in-game cutscenes?
All of them are in game until you get. You know how there's when you get all the Riddler trophies, there's a extra cinematic at the end. That is a pre-rendered cinematic.
That's a little different though. But through the main campaign,
Through the
right?
main campaign, yes, it's all in game. Like they render it in game, so your suit will change with it. But that final like true ending cinematic is pre-rendered because his suit goes back to. It doesn't matter which one you get. It goes back to like the standard Arkham or like his Iron Man looking suit,
Okay.
which really bothered me.
Oh, you're doing like the mechanization of all these suits, right?
No. I'm just saying it bothered me that they did it pre-rendered and they didn't honor. It's like, just keep it, just keep it rendered with whatever suit I had.
Yeah, but doesn't Halo use? They got that studio that does their fancy pants cutscene. At least the last Halo game I played.
Well, the Halo Wars 2 definitely does.
Well, yeah,
Halo Wars 2's cutscenes are a little bit too good.
that's what I'm talking about. I think Halo uses like that some studio. There's a big studio that does like a bunch of cutscenes and trailers and like CD trailers. And
Cinematics.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they look fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
most-
like,
most-
if they did movies in that, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Most cinematics are not done by the development studio.
Right.
Those are outsourced.
Right.
Pretty good.
All right, that's
Pretty
all we
damn
got.
good.
That's episode 217. Sure.
I was gonna say 2077, but that's a hell of a lot of hell of a lot of episodes.
Matt and I are now streaming on Twitch, so you
Heck
can
yeah.
find us under Dylan Patch. What?
Down Patch Media.
Dylan Patch Media
That's our name.
on Twitch, and we stream Wednesdays, usually around 8, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you can,
sir.
You can watch us there.
I'll be sure to subscribe.
Hit that
Yeah, thank you.
follow button so
Yeah.
Or
you
you
can get the
follow.
notifications.
Is it a follow or subscribe?
It's
What's
a follow, and then you get to pay to subscribe.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
You have to pay $4.99 a month to subscribe.
It's basically if you like that channel, you can donate the money every month.
So instead of going through your Patreon,
Yeah.
I can just subscribe. How much of that does Twitch take off the top?
I don't know because we don't have that ability yet. We're not an affiliate.
All right.
I would guess it's 30% though. I don't know though.
They take 30% or you get 30%?
I would guess they would take 30%.
Fucking crooks.
Jesus,
It's not that bad.
using their service.
Yeah.
Fucking crooks.
I don't know the price. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
You heard
Yeah,
it
look,
here.
look it up.
No,
No,
no.
look it up.
Adrian's
Look it up
opinion
yourself.
is the opinion of Matt and Ryan.
No.
Fucking crooks.
You can't just say this is the opinion of somebody else. Like,
All right, that's it for this week. We'll see you guys next time.
follow us on that social media. You didn't do the whole thing.
No one follows us on that.
Yeah, they do. What are you talking about?
Are you talking about?
We got 2 new subs this week.
On YouTube.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
that's
you'll-
that's like a social media video
Well,
platform.
subscribe on YouTube then.
And listen to us on the apps.
Matt, we should get right while we're recording. We should get back on our prequel, sequel, and spiritual successor
Oh, Christ.
argument.
Oh my Christ.
Now you cut it, Ryan.